morning. Good morning, everybody. Let's just say 85% compatibility with someone. That's fucking take it.
Look when he was VP to now. You look when he was VP to now. You look when he was VP.
Mockler is, Harry Littman is, Boston Bryan is, etc. Hey, I thought I had seen the Blue Angels somewhere. Not at George, but I thought it's... I just come a running when someone says the word cookie. Here I am. Well, thank you, Nick Rich, for being here. I do appreciate you so much for always...
J.D. Vance.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, it's quite weird.
What was weird was him joking about racism.
Any of that drama. I haven't watched any of it since Tuesday. So the last thing I...
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Before I go on my apology rant, I want to make sure the microphone is on. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Let's see. I don't know what is going on with this. All right, guys. Can you guys hear me? I guess I gotta scroll down here. Sounds good. Pamela says, sounds good. Fancy says, we hear you just fine. All right, guys. I'm so sorry. I apologize so much. Wow. 9:56. I think this might be a record for the latest I've ever been. I've never been this late, I don't think, ever before. Okay, so last night, Fancy's right. She says Trucker John is sleeping. You are correct. Okay, so last night when I went to bed, I set my alarm for 8:15 because to do a 9 o'clock show. I thought that's plenty of time. I'll get ready. I can wash the sleepy out of my eyes. You know, get dressed, get a little coffee in me or whatever. Well, I thought I'd put the phone on my charger. I have one of those chargers on next to my bed where it's on a stand. It's something like you plug it in. You just put this on this little stand and it charges, right? Well, in order for that to work though, I have to take it out of the case. And when I take the phone out of the case, sometimes it flips the little button that makes it go to silent mode. And so last night I took it out of the case, I put it in the stand, and I didn't even think about making sure that it didn't go to silent mode. But I did set the alarm. It was on silent mode. So, and I even woke up. I woke up at 8 o'clock. I woke up at 8 a.m. And I remember, you know how the thing is, if you wake up before your alarm, you're like, oh, good, I can go back to sleep, right? So it's 8 o'clock. I go, oh, good, I got 15 more minutes. And I shut my eyes because I figured the alarm's going to wake me up in 15 minutes. And then the next thing I know, I wake up and it was like 9:36 or something. And I was just like, oh my God. And you know how you do, like you look at the clock and you're looking at the clock and you keep looking at the clock and you're blinking and you're like, is that right? Is it really that time? Is that really the time? Am I seeing right? Am I dreaming? What's going on here? And so that was it. So I got up, tried to wash some of the sleepy out of my eyes a little bit, made me a cup of coffee, and here we are. And for some reason, I can't get this chat thing to go out of top messages. It's only on top messages, and there's usually like a button that I can push, right? And it'll let me switch to all messages. But that button's not there now. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that's all about. So I'm only on top messages. So I'm probably going to be missing some messages today, apparently. It only has the ability for me to clip. You know what? Wait, you know what? I'm going to... here's what the deal is. I think what the deal is... Well, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I do not know what the deal is. It will not let me go to all messages, which is really weird. So for right now, I guess we'll just leave it that way. And if I miss things, and now I know this chat is not at the beginning, and I know you guys have been on here for almost an hour now. So it's completely different. I mean, it's not. I'm not going to the beginning of the chat. The first one I see is Roxanne Arfield, where it just says Pamela, and you guys laughing. So, and I know I looked at my phone, and I know Jolie called me. I saw 5 times, and I just thought, oh my God, Jolie's been calling me, and that's how bad it is. Like that's how late I am, and it was on silent mode, so I didn't even hear the phone ring or anything. So, gosh, guys, I am so sorry. And for some reason, I can't get it on all messages. But I know Fancy's here, Jolie's here. Thank you so much for hanging out, you guys, and being patient. Mo Yeager's here from Germany, right? Let's see. Robert Perez is in the house here in the driver's lounge. We got CN from the Netherlands. We got Netherlands. We got Germany. Fancy's here. Robert Perez. Jolie's here. Have to change that graphic already. It's 3,000 now. Yeah, look at there. Yeah, we're over 3,200 and something. You guys are awesome. Coming in with those subscriptions, and so many people saw that video, the Kamala Harris video in Vegas there, and that brought in so many people. I want to thank you guys so much for watching that and subscribing. William is here. Hello, William. We got the Crow. We hear you. All right, the Crow's here. So yeah, you guys are saying hello. So all your chat, it's not. I can't even see it right now. That from the previous almost hour, you guys were chit chatting. I want to thank you guys for hanging out, and you're still here. It's just pretty cool of you guys to hang out and wait for me. Now, as you see, it's a little different. The background today, I decided to do away with the green screen thingy for a while until I figured out, because I didn't like how I just couldn't get it to key in right, and it was like getting invisible through the hat here, and then there was always some sort of weird, like cloudy thing over here, and so I thought, well, maybe I'll just try it without the green screen. That's what last night I did go live last night for a little bit. I know Fancy was there and a few other people, and I was sort of trying it out, and I thought, oh, let's do this. We'll do it old school, where I just hang up stuff in the background, and sort of a little homage here to the old days. This is what I used to do. I would be in the truck, and I would just use a Sharpie and post little things up, and that's what this here's about. So the Trucker John live stream. I got my schedule up there, which apparently doesn't mean much because I don't keep it. But yeah, so this is what we'll do for a while. I don't know. I got the green screen over there. Whoops. And maybe someday we'll go back to it, but I got to figure out what's going on with that. Hopefully the mic's okay. And I did notice that in listening to some of the playback with this microphone, the microphone doesn't seem to pick up the air conditioner. So that's good. I can run the AC. The AC's on right now, and I don't think you guys can even hear it. So that's good for me. That way I don't have to, turn this into a sweat box. Alvin Stube is here. Michael McAndrews is in the driver's lounge. Thanks, guy. Thank you guys for hanging out. Let's see. Midas Kevin Anderson is here, and Midas Kevin was on with me last night. Was watching my little live stream. I just did like 20 minutes or half an hour. I just wanted to sort of check out this setup. So I guess this is okay like this. I'm just looking at it right now. I guess it's all right. I don't know if I got it pretty much centered right. And the thing here, I can lean back and I can just move this forward. And I can sip coffee. So anyhow, I apologize. I was so late. Let's see. Michael McAndrews says either you need a new computer or a new apartment. I would say probably both. I don't know what the apartment has to do with me being late, though, or the computer, for that matter. I'm not sure what that was about, but I could probably use. I could definitely use both, probably. Pamela says, Trucker John, that's good because we were talking shit about you. Yeah, it's probably good I don't see the earlier chats and all messages. Yeah, I don't know why it won't let me go to all messages right now. It's weird. It's like maybe that's what Michael was talking about. I need a new computer. Yeah, it's really strange. CN says Michael again, I think another place the ceiling is leaking, and God knows what else. The ceiling. Apparently, they found the leak, um, but they still need to come back in and repair the ceiling because they cut a big giant hole out of the ceiling. If you've seen that video, uh, then you know that. So they that, but I guess apparently the leak part of it is has been rectified. I guess apparently. And it was such a small leak. I haven't even checked it. It would just drop like it'll be a little drop every few minutes or something. So it's not like I could just automatically tell. Oh, the leak is stopped. I have to go stand out there and wait for a drop to come out. Kimchi's here. Hey, Kimchi. He says, hi, beautiful genius butter trucklers. Kimchi just getting here. Kimchi didn't even know what was going on about how late I was today. So late. So late. But anyhow, make sure you guys, since I'm late, if you guys want to share out the show, that would be awesome. Put a little share on there, and we'll get going here. We'll get it going. Cian says, proud mullet. When are you gonna have a haircut, TJ? Are you gonna? You know what? I am due for a haircut. You're right. I don't know if I got an absolute mullet going or not. A little. It might be getting a little mullety. I am overdue for a haircut, and I've been wanting to do that. This is one of those things that I put shit off. Michael McAndrew says buffering. If you guys are, anybody else got some buffering going on? Michael says the audio is okay. Okay. Fancy not here, so I guess Fancy's not buffering. So it might be on Michael's end. All right, and I'm just sort of skipping down a little bit. James Williams is here. Oh man, what's going on with my throat here? Got a little frog in my throat. Mo Yeager says, Chugger John, when is the event with Biden and Harris on Thursday? I don't know. This is the first I'm hearing it, an event with Biden and Harris. Sometimes I'm a little slow on the uptake, so sometimes I learn stuff from you guys. Kimchi says the stream is fine. Try refreshing. I guess about Michael. Telling Michael to refresh. William says the Trump interview with Musk was a joke. I heard about that. I didn't see it, but I heard that it was a bit of a fiasco. Cian says evening. JW 1906 hours here. So yeah, I'm about 3 minutes behind, I guess. Trying to wake up. I'm just trying to wake up, guys. I apologize. See, Michael began to send Musk and Dumpy to Mars. Hi, Kimchi. William says, hi, Kimchi. A lot of nonsense. It was all gibberish. Oh, yeah. I heard that something happened. I don't know if it crashed or something. And then there was like some fake account everyone started watching. And then that went off. And then it cut over to them. And they were just I don't know, heaping praise upon each other or something. I don't know. It was just like what they were doing, but I didn't see it. But it just sounds like typical stupid ass bullshit that they would do. Carolina says your feed keeps freezing, buffering, Wi-Fi issues. I don't know. I'm not seeing it on my end, and other people are saying that they're not having buffering issues. So I don't know if it's on your guys's end. I don't see anything happening on my end, other than the fact that I can't go to all messages. So I don't know. Fancy says, me either wasn't wearing his false teeth or they were slipping. You could hear it. Oh, yeah, they were talking about how he was slurring. And then somebody, I don't know if it was somebody in the press, I guess it was someone from the press or something, asked, why is Donald Trump slurring his speech? And then apparently someone from the campaign, if I'm remembering what I read, answered back uh, something like, why don't you clean out your fucking ears? He's speaking fine, or something like that. You know, something professional that would come out of a campaign, out of a presidential campaign, right? Uh, but yeah, it just sounded like a real a total fuck up, you know, on all counts. It totally did. I wonder if I should try to refresh and see if I can get this to work properly. Okay, I'm gonna shut that down. Ooh. And I'm just gonna go back into YouTube. Hopefully everything is still working all right. And let's see what happens if I do that. And so there I am there. Here I am over here. And there it is. Now the little gear thing. So that's what was missing, was the gear deal. But now it's back. Isn't that weird how shit happens like that? So but there it is. Now I'm on all messages. And but yeah, it still doesn't allow me to scroll all the way back to the beginning. All right, so now I'm on all messages, and we got 35 watches, 36 thumbs ups. All right, you guys are awesome. Let me go to there. Now, another thing I wanted to do real super quick, I just wanted to send out another notification. Um, really quick, really super quick. Super quick is not happening today apparently, on my deal here. All right. All right. Let me just do this real quick here. All right, so there's that. Let's see what happens if I push this link. It seems to be working okay. All right. Go back to all messages. And so there we are. All right, guys. Enough of that. So how you guys been? How has everything been going? In your guys' necks of the world. Michael McAndrew says, I do side maintenance work for a hair salon when I'm not programming. She finally talked me into letting her cut my hair. She cut off 2 inches. Now my hair is only about 2 feet long. Just sort of trim the ends, I guess, right? Oh, don't tell me all that I said about it was on silent mode, I think. But you know what? I might have. Did I have it set at 10:15? Oh my god! I might have not even had it set at 8:15, like I said I did, like I thought I did. It might have been just set at 10:15. Oh my gosh, you guys! What the fuck? The alarm just went off. I guess, did you guys hear that? You guys heard that, right? Uh, at 10, it was 10:15. I think I think I might have set the alarm for 10:15 and not 8:15. I could have sworn I set it for 8:15. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Okay. Anyhow, let's see. Fancy says I sent you a couple of links. It looks easier than thought. I don't know. Well, okay, I'm sort of mid thread here. James Williams is saying good morning. Mo Eager, no coffee, no worky. Uh, Fancy, you were very late. Yeah, we waited for you. I know. I know. I appreciate that. Pamela, brainworms. Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about Trump or RFK or me. Maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe I'm the one with the brainworms now. I don't know. Now, is there something I wanted to check out? Let me see here. Hey, Boy Yeager is welcome to Driver. Alrighty. Thank you so much for that membership, Mo Yeager. I do appreciate it. Appreciate that, knowing that I didn't scare you away. Now, let me see, without a green screen, I think I can still post little things here. Let me just try this out. Where should we start? Should we do this? Yeah, we can still do this. We can still do stuff like this. So I just copied down a few memes last night, and I thought this was kind of interesting. Uh, and I kind of agreed with it. It says, I truly believe that free lunches and breakfast do more for kids than posting the 10 Commandments. And I thought I really liked that because, of course, under Republican rule, they want to do things like post the 10 Commandments in all the schools because they think it's, I don't know, they think that it looks cool. I don't know. They think that somehow that is going to instill religious values or something, and so when you're teaching a class and you're in third grade and you can go, now Timmy, no adultery, whatever. I don't know. But little Timmy hasn't had breakfast because he's comes from a low income family and they don't have any food for breakfast for him, and he's going to school and all he's thinking about is the grumbly in his tummy, and he really isn't thinking about if he's going to commit adultery or not, let alone the math lesson or whatever is going on, or learning their ABCs. Well, I guess they already did that earlier, a couple years earlier, hopefully. So, anyhow, just thought I'd put that up just to see how it works. Yeah, look there, I can just post stuff. So I don't really need a green screen for that. I just kind of like the green screen so I could put the backgrounds, and I could put Sugar John live stream and have different backgrounds. But now I got this background, so. All right. Hey, Kim Chi, member for 5 months. 5 months of pure joy. Love you, Brother John. Well, thank you so much, Kim Chi. I appreciate you. Love you too. And thanks for being a member for 5 months. Thank you. Probably one of the longest ones doing the members ever since we got the memberships. We just really got that ability to do that probably 5 months ago. Thank everybody for all your support. You guys are awesome for doing that. I guess Mr. Spock is here, so I always try to do the thing, and I think I get worse and worse at it every time I do it. You think I would be getting better at it, but I'm not. But hello, Mr. Spock. J.A. Dickey is here. I don't think I've seen that name before, so this could be interesting. Let me see, because I never know when I see a new name. I never know if it is a friend or foe. And by foe, I mean like maggot or something like that. Or is it, and by friend, I mean, is it someone who is a fellow Democrat? So here's J.A. Dickey. Good to see you, though. Like I said, I've never seen that your name before. So welcome, first of all, to the Driver's Lounge. Thanks for being here. J.A. Dickey says, at least RFK Jr. owned up to placing the poor dead bear cub next to that bicycle. Yeah, at least he did that. Like if Trump, I don't know, ran over a bear or whatever, who knows what he would do? He'd probably go, "I just killed the biggest, baddest bear ever." I don't know. Who knows? Let's see, Fancy. That was so sick. J.A. Dickey. Tim Farrell said, "Hey, one of our resident Tims. Thank you for being here, Tim." Says Timmy is the kid who always falls down the well. Oh yeah, it's funny. And I use Timmy, little Timmy, and Tim Farrell's ears perked up. I bet you, or pricked up. Is it pricked up or perked up? I don't know. But yeah, little Timmy. It's like fell down the well. What's that, girl? What? Little Timmy fell down the well. Jolie says, "Hey, Mr. Spock, I'm having coffee out of my Spock mug this morning." Well, there you go. Isn't it a coinky dink? A little bit of a coinky dink, I tell you. James Williams says, "I suspect an internet coup against the current Republican candidates is building steam quickly. Who do you think they would be replaced with?" So you are. Do you think they might try to do a change this late in the game? No, I thought it was too late to change. Biden, right? When all that talk was going, I was like, "No, you can't do it. We cannot make a change. We got to go with Biden. We're riding with Biden all the way." And I still love Joe Biden, and I still would vote for him if he were the top candidate. If he were the, you know, on the ticket right now, I'd still be promoting Joe Biden with all my heart and soul. Uh, look what's turned out. It's really turned out to be this reinvigoration of. Do you think the Republicans could do that? Do you think they could pull that off? They're probably thinking they can, but I got to tell you, I think everything that the Republicans do right now backfires. But what have they got to lose at this point? Because it looks like Trump's going to lose no matter what. His campaign is sinking and sinking fast. So I guess they really have nothing to lose if they want to try to pull them. I don't know how they would do that if Trump didn't agree to it. I don't know how that works. I mean, the RNC, the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, these are like private entities, basically. They can kind of do whatever they want with their candidates, I think. I mean, they have rules, but there are rules to go by. But I guess there could be a way to kick them off the ticket. I don't know, who would they go with? Back to Mitt Romney again? I mean, are they going to try to do a complete back to the old days, back to the old Republican Party, or like something pre-MAGA? I mean, that's an interesting question. I haven't heard that brought up before, but here we are. What 85 days or something? Who knows? That's very interesting to think about that. MJ Daniel says, "I'm no religious expert, but aren't the commandments Old Testament and Jesus feeding the hungry New Testament?" Absolutely. You're right. You're right on about that. Yeah, they're bringing in this Old Testament shit, man. And Jesus said, said, "I am the way, the light." Bonnie Thompson, RK Jr. likes to pretend he's a redneck, which is weird since the Kennedys are sort of America's nobility. And he's really kind of ruining it for the rest of the Kennedys, isn't he? They're probably like, "Shut the fuck up, Robert. You're ruining our whole thing. Our whole thing that we've built up over these decades and generations." Michael McAndrews says, "I love the comic that shows Dumpy and Vancy calling themselves crazy, and then RFK Jr. walks up and says, 'Hold my beer.'" I haven't seen that one, but that's pretty funny. Jolie's saying, "Happy truck-anniversary to Kimchi." I should have said that, but I did say thank you. Kimchi, MJ, I was wondering about that too. Beatitudes, maybe. Yeah, maybe they should do something a little more New Testament-y. Because you could be a follower of the Old Testament and not even be a Christian. basically. You know. J.A. Dickey says he did think the bear meat was fresh, but if he wanted bear steaks, he should have got a cooler, ice, and skinned the cub. I can only hope was not hit by his car. Um, yeah, I just flashed back to remember that movie. Remember that movie about the kid? It was about the or a young guy, young man, and it was based on a true story, so it really happened. And here's a spoiler. There's going to be some spoiler alerts. I can't remember the name of the movie. I'm sure one of you guys in the chat know it. Where, okay, I guess he was going to go to college and all that kind of stuff, and he decided to just ditch that, and he wanted to go on this big kind of like hitchhiking across America type of thing, and he ends up in a fucking Alaska, right? Nothing against Alaska. I shouldn't say it like that. I mean, I just meant like he's out in the middle of nowhere, and he's just this kid. He's not like some outdoorsman, or you know what I mean. He's not like he's just learning shit as he goes, and he ends up, I think, in Alaska, and uh, I think he got a gun, and I think he shot a bear, and I think he shot a bear and was going to try to eat it, but he didn't know anything about how to like skin the bear or how to do any of that. So then the meat just ended up going to waste, and it showed like flies getting in it. Like it was, I think that's, then the kid ended up getting eaten by a bear later on, right, or something like that. And I say kid, he was like he's like college age or whatever. So for some reason, when J.A. Dickey brought this up, that I started thinking about that movie, and that's I'm going off on a tangent, and I probably shouldn't even be talking about that because now it sounds like I'm just sort of meandering in my thoughts here. Tim Farrell says he owned up to the bear thing because he was going to be exposed. He was trying to get ahead of the story, but he's hiding something. And I think the only reason this thing ever got exposed is because he was talking to Roseanne Barr, right? Or was there, or was that where he was trying to come out ahead of it, or whatever? I don't know. Because I saw the clip where he was talking to Roseanne, and I'm like, why are you even talking about this shit? You know. Uh, J.A. Dickey says he did a great, he did eat a goat in Patagonia, not a dog elsewhere. Uh, Full disclosure, I have eaten goat meat, fresh goat meat. It was pretty good, actually. This was back in New Mexico when I was going to college there, the New Mexico Highlands University, and there was a guy who had formerly who lived there it was in Las Vegas, New Mexico, not Las Vegas, Nevada. Just trying to make sure we all know where we're at. And there was a guy who was like a friend of some of the players because he had been on the team the previous year. He was like an ex teammate. We were football players, by the way. I just because you didn't know that I was on the football team, and there was, so yeah, this guy and his family owned a big ranch, and he invited on one weekend. I think this was before the season started when we weren't playing a game or something, or maybe it was during the week. I don't know, but he invited the whole team over to his ranch, his family's ranch, to have this like outdoor barbecue, and on the menu was goat, one of the family or one of the goats on the ranch. And the day before the barbecue, one of my friends from the team, he was really good friends with this other guy who lived on the ranch. And so the day before, he said, John, let's go out there. I want to show you the ranch, and I want to show you where we're going to be going and everything. So I said, okay. So we got in my car. We drove out. It was like 20 miles out of town or whatever. And so we're at the ranch, and the guy's showing us around, and he takes us to the like this pen where this goat was at. And he goes, yeah, this is the goat we're going to barbecue tomorrow. An open, spit, I guess you call it. And that's going to be what we're going to have for the barbecue. I was like, really? Wow. Okay, and so there's the goat. It was a pretty good sized goat. It wasn't like a little baby goat that you see, it was a pretty big goat. I mean, the top of his head, like we were all like 6 foot plus guys. So the top of the head of that goat was at least 6 feet, or maybe a little taller. So it was a big ass goat. It wasn't like, so just so I don't want you guys thinking, it was like we're eating little baby goats or whatever. And so anyhow, all of a sudden he goes, he goes, I guess it was like a little shed or something. He comes out with his big ass fucking knife, and he just comes up behind the goat. He kind of like grabbed the goat by its neck, and then he just like slit the goat's neck right in front of us. And I was just like, I was just like, I was like, what the fuck? And my friend, I think he knew what was going to happen or whatever, but because he was just like, yeah, this is it. This is real life, man. This is fucking farm life or whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God. I just watched this guy murder this fucking goat right in front of me. And then there was some talk about, well, you didn't have any problem with this, we're going to eat the thing. How do you think we're going to eat it? I got to kill it. So he fucking slit the thing's throat right in front of me. And I was just like, wow, okay, well, yeah, this is how it is, I mean, whenever we're eating hamburgers and hot dogs and steaks, those are animals that we're killing. I don't want to go off on a whole tangent about vegetarianism or whatever, but I'm just saying, I'm just talking about my experience on this ranch with the guy. And so that was the goat. The next day we came back. I think it was the next day, or maybe it was a couple days. I don't know, because I don't know how long, if they have to like drain the thing and all that, whatever. But that was the goat that we ended up eating. Like I said, if it was the next day or 2 days or whatever it is, but we had this big barbecue. The whole team went out there. It was a great time. All the guys and and some girls, guys had girlfriends or new girls, and we went out there where we had music playing, had a big barbecue with the goat, and there was beer, and there was you just hanging out. I think we were playing horseshoes or whatever, on this beautiful ranch in New Mexico. So anyhow, I had eaten some goat. Full disclosure, I ate the goat. I didn't eat the whole goat. I mean, I had a plate. All right. Kimchi says, I have 2 Biden mugs, never used. Going to collect every Kamala mug too, because there is no God but Java. I know. I definitely want to get me some Kamala merch. For sure. For sure. Alvin Stube, member for 4 months. Thank you for the best chat ever. Thank you, Alvin Stube. Thank you so much for being a member and being a part of this great chat. It wouldn't be great without you guys. Paula JC says, hello again. Thank you for standing with Ukraine. Absolutely, Paula JC. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Slava Ukraini, as I like to say. It's a little term I made up. No, I did not make that up. But yeah, thanks for being here. AJ Dickey's talking about. I just want to look ahead and see if we're talking about dead animals again. Looks like not. Okay, look like we may have changed the subject. J.A. Dickey says 100,000. Thanks for the warm welcome. Mary Trump's chat just ended. I timed things nicely. I was actually, for the first time, I think I've subscribed to Mary Trump quite a while ago, but I think it was yesterday. For the first time, I actually was watching her live stream for it was like the last half hour or 45 minutes. And it was very good. I liked it. I enjoyed listening to her, all of her insight, all the things that she knows about Donald Trump and the family and everything. So yeah, she's very good. I like her. I like her live stream. Let's see. We got MJ Danny. Only you can prevent brain worms, says Smokey Bear. Tim Farrell. I think Vance resigns and Nikki Haley becomes the running mate. Interesting. I'm just not sure if it's too little too late. I'm hoping it is, anyhow. Bonnie Thompson says, yeah, President Biden is one of the best presidents America's had. Oh, like I've said before, he's the best one in my lifetime. Hands down. I've never seen a president do the things that he's been able to do, and quite a pleasant surprise because I was a big, in 2016 I was for Bernie, but I voted for Hillary. Don't get me wrong, and I was all on board once she won the nomination. I was all on board with Hillary, and I was looking forward to Hillary being the first woman president and being a really good president. I had full faith that Hillary Clinton would have been a great president. But that didn't work out. We saw, and that didn't work out. I kind of got Trumpy there. But we got stupid ass Trump instead. And then 2020 comes along, and there was a whole bunch of Democrats running. And my favorite was Elizabeth Warren at that time. I kind of went away from Bernie and moved over to Elizabeth. And then, of course, that didn't work out. And Joe Biden became the nominee, and I'm all on board with Biden. I'm like, hey, I'm riding with Biden. Let's go. Let's do this. Anything's better than Trump. Trump, oh boy. What's going on with boys, everybody? I'm just going through late puberty or something. I don't know. Reverse puberty? I don't know. But totally on board with Biden. But still, he wasn't my first choice. It was actually, out of all those lists of candidates, he was probably like sixth on my list of all the candidates that were out there. Probably Elizabeth and Bernie were my top two. I think I even had Kamala ahead of ahead of Joe at one point. But she dropped out, and Joe Biden became the nominee. And then Joe saw something in the Kamala campaign, and it said, "Hey, she's going to be a great pick for my VP." But and then Joe became president, and man, I was just like, we saw all of these great progressive ideas and policies and positions, and just getting things done, getting things moving. Even with a Republican, House of Representatives behind them, and barely a Senate majority, was able to get some things passed that really boosted the economy, turned us around from being really near disaster of the Trump administration, with the economy, just with uh, the Inflation Reduction Act really did keep inflation down compared to the rest of the world. Created so many jobs, infrastructure, and then we saw the Chips and Science Act bringing uh, chip manufacturing, computer chip manufacturing to the United States like it's never seen before. I mean, bring reshoring jobs and manufacturing that we thought were even Obama. I remember saying those jobs are gone and they're never coming back. When talking about jobs being offshore, overseas, and bringing manufacturing back that we thought was gone and long gone forever. And under Joe Biden, these companies reshoring, coming back here. I mean, it's amazing what Joe Biden has done in 3.5 years, almost 4 years, in the single term. The greatest 3.5 years of presidency I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so all credit to Joe. Doing a great job. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, because Tim Farrell was talking about Nikki resigning, or Vance resigning, and Bonnie saying President Biden one of the best presidents. Yeah, so I think absolutely one of the best ever, and we should not forget that. And Joe Biden is still president. It's kind of weird. Like people almost think that it's like Joe's not president still. He's still president. He's still doing a great job. Hey, there's this oldest in the driver's house. Hey, all, I can't stay long because I have to go to work. Just needed some hope. All right. Well, I'm glad you came here for some hope, and we have a great chat. And I think we can give you some hope. Kimchi says, Spock, we can parody all we want. Yeah. So there. Michael McAndrews, Trump is like the Titanic. Yeah, and that's why the Celine Dion song was a bit fitting. J.A. Dickey says, I think on top of getting COVID twice, the fiasco around our Secret Service put Joe Biden in an area's Truman mind frame. The buck stops here. Well, I think he saw the writing on the wall, and there was probably a lot of internal polling, and he knew what he had to do. Mo Yeager says that Sugar John, may I remind you to watch the movie I recommended? I am very interested in your opinion. I know I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. You might have to refresh my memory on the name of it. Have you been trumped or something like that? And when I get a chance, I'll check that out. Pamela says Azula's in. The best is yet to come. Oh, that sounds a bit. What's her democracy will survive. We're gonna save democracy. We're gonna vote. We're gonna vote like crazy. We're gonna vote for this person over here, or I guess over here. Yeah, that we're gonna vote for that person, Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and we're gonna vote for Democrats up and down the ticket, and we will restore balance to the universe. I think. Bonnie Thompson says that the Republicans are stuck with Trump Vance unless something happens. I think so too. I think they're stuck with them because, see, that was the whole thing about getting Biden to step down before the official count or whatever at the DNC was made, or just leading up to that DNC. So he still wasn't officially the nominee yet. But Donald Trump and Vance are. They are officially their nominee. So to get them removed, I don't know if it's possible, or if it is. I mean, it's much more difficult now that they have been officially, nominated at their RNC convention. That adds a whole new layer to it. So yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, unless something happens, and then we've got the emoji. It looks like a dead skeleton. So, you draw your own conclusions. Mr. Spock, Forrest Gump, run, Forrest, run, or something like that. Now you're going to force me to do a Forrest Gump impression. I do know what love is, Jenny. That's my favorite line to do because life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I got to pay. Okay. There's Forrest Gump for you. William says the family of Isaac Hayes is suing Trump over the use of the song "Hold On, I'm a Comin'" or something like that. Yeah, they're suing. Celine Dion was suing. Julie says, "Hey, Azula's in. Hugs for you. No worries. We're about to have our first woman president. We're not going back. We're not going back." I love that. I love that so much. And when you're in the audience, and even watching it on TV, it kind of gives you chills. Like you see all of this, everyone coming behind, supporting this president and getting behind the message and realizing what it's all about. We don't want to go back. We don't want to go back to pre Roe. I'm sorry, I got a little runny nose going. We don't want to go back to a time when women couldn't vote. We don't want to go back to a time when black people couldn't vote. We don't want to go back to a time when black people weren't considered fully human and were enslaved. We don't want to go do that. There's lots of things we don't want to go back to, and it sure does seem like the Republican Party is kind of hell-bent on taking us back there. So yeah, we're not going back. We're not going back. J.A. Dickey says, I kept thinking this was Joe Biden's version of a purple shamrock last hurrah year, but this all took me by surprise. Yeah, it took me by surprise too, because it is unheard of. I mean, it's pretty unprecedented for, someone who had just had gone through the primaries, won some 14 million votes in the primaries, was destined to be the nominee, and then to step down like that, that's really unheard of. So, but they thought it was well thought out, more than probably I even know. Kimchi says 44 watching, 41 likes. Uh, John is a trucker, and I am an excellent shot. Just saying. But now we're up to 44 likes, so thank you everyone for doing that. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And let's get the share button going. Michael McAndrews says NGB. I don't know what that means. NGB. I don't know. But it usually takes me a little bit to figure it out. But but MJ Daniel says some of the memes I have seen that I like are the ones like Walls is the guy who will mow your lawn when you break your leg. Vance will call HOA about your long grass. Yeah, showing up. Yeah, the differences, total differences in mentality. Mr. Spock, Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio, good actor. I like Leonardo. I think he's a great actor. Let's see. Michael McAndrews says, I think Vance was the bully in his book. Does he know that he's the bad guy? Do they know they're the bad guys? Does Donald Trump and JD Vance do they know they're the bad guys, or do they think they're the good guys? That's always an interesting question. Does the bad guy know that they're the bad guy? NJ Daniel says this is illegal in most states. There are places that sell fresh, safe wild meat. I don't know. Are we talking about the bear? I don't know. There are laws too about roadkill and all that kind of stuff that's legal to eat roadkill or whatever. We're still back on the brainworm thing. Okay, I'm moving on from that. Oh yeah, Tim Farrell, Into the Wild, John. I read the book. The kid left a diary. Yes, that's right. Yeah, and a lot of that movie I think was probably based on the diary and all that, what they got from there. Into the Wild. Yeah, thank you, Tim. I remember because that movie has got to be at least 15 years, probably, right? James Williams says President Biden is the most accomplished politician in American history. I admire he chose to retire when he was winning to leave the country in good hands. That alone is his greatest sacrifice. And he has had many. Um, Michael McAndrews, the brain worm will go down in history. Kimchi says, I bought my fiance at the time a box of frozen exotic meats. I tasted alligator, ostrich, and snake, but not the rest. All tasteless, really. I have eaten snake. I've told the story before how I killed a rattlesnake and then I took it home and I skinned it. I kind of flaked all the meat off of the sort of the skeletal, spiny skeletal thing of the snake, and I just fried it up into a frying pan, and I ate it. None of my roommates would eat it, though. I had roommates. This is when I was in college down at COD, which is College of the Desert in Palm Desert, and none of them would eat the snake meat for some reason. They thought that there was poison in the meat, and I'm like, "There's no poison in the meat. The poison is up near the head. There's these little sacs, little poison sacs. It's not in the meat. They wouldn't eat it, but I ate all the meat. And I only did it the one time. I was like, this is kind of a one-time deal, and it actually tasted okay. It was okay. Let's see. What's going on with my voice? I think my voice hasn't woken up yet. Um, I'm going to skip down because we're talking about stuff from 20 minutes ago, and I think we kind of passed on all the various animals that we've eaten. I think I can get past that. So I'm going to skip down a little bit. As old as in, I'm an ex-vegan because my body could only take 4 years of it, still hate the thought of killing animals. Well, you could be maybe not a vegan, but you could still be a vegetarian, which isn't quite as, I guess, strict. Maybe that would help. Or I don't know. But you do you. You do you. I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life. I was a vegetarian for about 7 years, actually, back in the late '80s. Well, it was from about '89 till the mid '90s. I was a vegetarian. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Zoltan, I want Joe merch if they have any left. They probably do. I know. I didn't get me any Joe merch. I would like to get me some Joe merch and some Kamala merch. I think I'm going to do that. Get something. Probably either a hat or a T-shirt type of a deal. Something I could wear on the show. Kimchi says, Isolde, I get that. It is the fastest way to get my protein, so I am not anemic. Hate to do it, but because the body needs it. I know. I guess I just try not to think about it. You know what I mean? I'm just. Sometimes I say a little prayer like, "Thank you, animal, for giving your life for me." And it's usually a cow that was at a slaughterhouse. Kimchi says, J.A., I think he was drunk or drugged and RFK ran over the wee baby bear. Could be. It could be. I don't know. James Williams says, most Indian cooking is vegan, delicious, nutritious, and does not taste like chicken. Yeah, there's a lot of great Indian food. And by Indian food, we're talking about the Indians, not the American Indians, I think, right? Although there's probably great American Indian food, too. They probably eat a lot of buffalo. Boy, I sounded pretty racist right there, didn't I? Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. J.A. Dickey says one of the two might drop out. Oh, okay, allowing Nikki Haley on the ticket. Donald is on a downward spiral, and Vance is perfectly healthy, blithering jackass. Yeah, who knows if they're just gonna stick with them? Like I say, it would be it would have to be a pretty major thing, I think, for them to drop for Trump to drop out. But he doesn't look too good health wise at all. I mean, he could drop at any minute. He could just all of a sudden keel over. Terry S., I just call like I see it. So hey, Terry S., I don't know if I said hello. Gus is here. Hey, Gus. Gus hates Trump. So do I, Gus. Just to be completely honest, I know a lot of people say I don't like to say the word hate. I don't like to say hate. I'm not one of those people. If I hate you, I will hate you. And I don't really hate a lot of people. I mean, even there's a lot of people that are assholes, and I just would think, well, you're an asshole, and I don't like you, but I might not hate you. But Donald Trump, yeah, there's hate because Donald Trump is destructive to the country, and Donald Trump has been responsible for about 1 million American deaths, and who knows how many other deaths around the world. He's got so much blood on his hands. That's just not necessary. I mean, every president is going to have blood on their hands, probably for something. Even Obama, with fighting against terrorists using drones, there were lots of collateral damage. There were lots of civilians that were killed. But I would say you look at the difference between W, who had the same thing, who was killing terrorists with drones, but really didn't give a fuck how many civilians or innocent lives were killed in the process, to where it was like, I think tens and tens of thousands of innocent civilians killed in those drone attacks when they were trying to go after Taliban or terrorist leaders. And when Obama took over the presidency, and he did the same thing, he used drones to go after terrorist leaders, but the number of collateral damage was like 90% less. Okay, so you could say, well, there's still people getting killed. Death is death. That's true. But but the way that Obama ran his military, and he insisted on much stricter rules of engagement, whereas W didn't give a fuck. It was like, yeah, just take them out. I don't give a fuck how many civilians you kill. Just fucking take them out. So that's another difference. We look at like this little thing here about that I have posted, the difference in the mentality between the Republicans and the Democrats. And you know, George W. Bush doesn't give a fuck how much collateral damage there is. Just do it. And then you have Obama who says, no, we're going to have rules of engagement. We're only going to push that button, you know, on that drone to release that missile, you know, when there's the least amount of collateral damage can be done. What would you rather have? I'd rather have the Obama approach. I really, really would. So anyhow, and that just goes, in general overall terms. When we talk about Republicans and Democrats, the differences. What would you rather have? And in almost every circumstance, probably every circumstance for me, I'm always coming down on the side of the Democrats as who I prefer. You know what I mean? J.A. Dickey says Trump has high odds of Alzheimer's. His father had syndrome and passed away at 93. So yeah, it could be. Kim, she says, James, but you can put chicken in it. I'm a white chick, so pepper and spice. So pepper is spice, and so butter chicken is my fave. But if too spicy, I add coconut milk and suck up pain. Yeah, I don't like too spicy. I'm more of a medium spicy kind of guy. I can do medium. I can't do. I don't like super whatever. Some people, it's like a macho thing to get the super hottest, spiciest things. And I'm not really into the super hottest, spiciest. I'm more of a mid-range kind of guy, I guess. James Williams, I can see the Republican speaker leading the coup. He's an ambitious man. So you think that little Mikey Johnson could lead a coup? I'm not sure if he could lead. Um, I don't know. He seems so milk toasty to me. But maybe that's his secret. Maybe that's his this. He looks all milk toasty. Maybe he's a badass in real life. I don't know. Behind the scenes, who knows? Who knows? I'm just skipping down a bit here. There's old Sears here. Good to see old Sear. Thanks for being here. J.A. Dickey says Joe Biden is up there with Harry S. Truman and Teddy Roosevelt. I think he's up there definitely with FDR. If you ask me. Kim Chi says, "Oh my God, Bonnie, bet they never let you forget that. Great memory." Okay, now I got to go back and what did Bonnie say? I don't know. I missed it. For some reason, I'm not seeing Bonnie. I've got it on all chat, so I don't know. Somehow I missed whatever that was about. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I didn't see it. CN says if Obama had a chance, he would do greater things, but too. But you must remember that the MAGA started their Tea Party and Obama. Yeah, Obama had a hard time, but even then, Obama was able to get some things through. Because these guys are really great at their jobs. They're great at negotiating. Um, Mo Yeager says, Trucker John, Trump complains about criminal immigrants. His family immigrated from Germany themselves. Crazy, right? Yeah, just more of the hypocrisy, you know. J.A. Dickey, worse to remove either Trump or Vance. Democrats need to go along with it. It would be easily fought or blocked. Yeah, I guess as I don't know, was it Kimchi or whoever it was? I forget. Sort of implied that it would take something really, 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 really bad to happen. I think in order to get to change their ticket. Um, J.A. Dickey says Spiro Agnew got sent out the door before the focus was on Richard Nixon. Jerry Ford was well liked, and they were already in office when they got rid of Agnew. Kimchi says I am 2 inches from asking my mammy to stock Sotomayor for tickets to anything. Oh, you know Sotomayor? Or your mammy does? Terry S. says Hayes was the co-writer of the song. I understand. Oh, talking about the one of the songs that Trump's been using without permission. Old Seer says, by the by, thank you, Trucker, for the great video you have shared of the Harris rally in Las Vegas. Very informative. Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it, and many people have enjoyed watching that. It's my highest. It's my most viewed video that I've ever had ever. I mean, last I checked, it was 280 something thousand people have watched it, and it really, I guess it really, a lot of people have found it interesting to watch from that point of view, and so I'm glad everyone has liked it. And so thanks for watching that, old seer. I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming on here and let me know, give me some feedback on it. Cian says, do we have until the next full hour, meaning some 10-minute more, or will it be longer? Well, let's see. It's 11. I started so late. I probably will go to about noon. That way, I know a lot of us in the chat, we like to watch Randy Rhodes, and so I'll probably just go up till noon. All right, guys, another 57 minutes. But if you need to leave, I understand. People got stuff to do, places to be. And so everyone who's here, I just appreciate you being here for whatever time I can get you for. I appreciate it. Felicia Williams says, hey, Trucker. Hello, Felicia Williams. Good to see you. Not sure if I've seen you before, so if I have, forgive me for not remembering. But if I haven't, I just want to welcome you to the Driver's Lounge. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button for me. If you would, that would be great. Let's share out the show. And I apologize. I am a bit groggy. My throat's kind of got a frog in it. Speaking of animals. But yeah, thank you, Felicia, for being here. Great to see you. Chris Welch is here. Says Donald Daffy Duck sounded very messed up with Milan last night. Yeah, I didn't see it, but I heard about it. I heard he was slurring his speech, kind of like I just did. And he didn't look good or sound good, and people were asking about that. And basically, the Trump campaign said, "Clear the shit out of your ears and go fuck yourself." I think that's almost a direct quote from a presidential campaign, right? They're so professional. Excuse me. I need to clear that throat out. Terry says, I got here later, but thanks for saying hello. You're welcome, and thanks for being here, Terry S. Like I said, I might not see all the chats. I'm kind of skipping down a little bit. Now, I must be so far behind in the chat. MJ Daniels talking about rattlesnake, and I talked about the rattlesnake, 15 minutes ago? So that's how far behind I am. MJ Daniels says, we caught a rattlesnake now. We got something for dinner. We got it. Yep. Talking Heads. Oh, okay. Now, I didn't know that was a Talking Heads song there. I was living a Talking Heads song, probably. Mr. Spock says, don't get paranoid like Seinfeld at Trucker John. Did we get a reservation? I mean, call ahead. Don't know what that was in reference to. Sometimes when I'm far behind in the chat, I don't know what things are referring to. Felicia Williams says, yes, I agree with you. His handling of the pandemic was horrific. 3 of my uncles who were veterans died during COVID. That is so awful, Felicia. So awful. I'm so sorry for your loss. And yeah, it's and those stories, unfortunately, are way too many that happened because of Trump's intentional mishandling of COVID. It was intentional. If you look at the Bob Woodward, if you listen to the tapes, he goes right on there and he totally admits that it was all intentional. So in my eyes, it's one thing to be a fuck up or to do something and mishandle something, and you're the president of the United States. It's very easy for you to do something wrong and people die from it. And you can sort of give someone a pass for that. But when you intentionally fuck everything up just because you think maybe it's going to help you politically in the long run or whatever his thought was, and as a result of it, hundreds of thousands of people die because of your mishandling, your intentional mishandling, that's murder, in my fucking opinion. That's not just, you know, things happen, shit happens, people die. No, it was intentional. So therefore, it's fucking murder. Donald Trump is a fucking murderer. He's the biggest fucking serial killer in the history of the world, probably. Well, no, okay. Hitler, yeah. I mean, 7 million Jews, I think, and people that he had murdered. Okay, so Donald Trump, numbers wise, is not there yet, and hopefully never will ever have a chance to get anywhere there. But he's certainly the biggest serial killer in American history. Donald Trump's a fucking murderer, people. Just remember that. He's not just he's got a funny way of talking and he's just, that's just his thing. No, he's a fucking goddamn fucking murderer is what he is. Don't fucking forget that. And as I look at here, I see Chris Welch says Trump killed 1 million with COVID and tried to blame it on Biden last night. Fuck you, goddamn Donald Trump. Fuck you, Donald Trump. You're the fucking murderer. And everything he does is projection. He's projecting. He's saying it was Biden's fault, and that's just projecting because it was his fault. It was Trump's fault. Trump is the fucking murderer. And what do we usually do with murderers? Well, a lot of times, well, I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. I'm skipping down here. Mr. Spock, so no trying hot wings. I have hot wings. I just don't get the very most hottest ones usually. Like, okay, I go to Wingstop. You guys have heard of Wingstop, right? I'm not, so you might think Wingstop sucks. I don't know. But you know how they have all the different flavors from like the most mild to like a medium, and then they have the most extreme hot ones. I have tried the most extreme hot ones just to try it, and it was too hot. I mean, I didn't like it because it's so hot, like I can't even enjoy the chicken. So my thought is, what the fuck? Why? What's the point other than trying to prove how macho you are that you can eat the shit? So I usually sometimes I'll get the middle ones because I like the flavors. They have those lemon, garlic, or whatever. And I'll get some of those, and then I'll get a couple of ones that are a little bit hotter. 2 or 3, kind of past that mid-range level, and that's kind of pushing it to where it's hot and spicy, and you can still taste the chicken. If it goes all the way to the most extreme, I'm like, it's a waste of my money because I can't taste the chicken. All I'm doing is burning my fucking tongue off. So, there's that. Felicia Williams says, I'm in St. Louis. I just heard that Josh Hawley doesn't want to debate on camera, laughing out loud. Yeah, little twinkle toes. I guess he just doesn't have it in him. I do hope that is it Kuntz? I always want to say Dean Kuntz because of Dean Kuntz is the author and then I've read a bunch of his books. But it's not Dean, the Democrat that's running against Hawley, and the last name is not spelled the same, but I believe it's pronounced pretty closely the same. I believe it's Kuntz. I hope he wins. I think the polling has showed that they're really kind of neck and neck. And I wouldn't put it past the way we got November. We saw Ohio earlier. Was it or was it last year? Uh, Come out in droves for the to I forget if it was shooting down or which way that the bill was going about the abortion bill. I forget, if it was to shoot down an abortion ban or if it was to prevent an abortion ban. I forget how that was worded, but the people came out in droves for that. I mean, so there might be a good shot for this Democrat to beat Hawley, and I really hope he does. Of course, I'm always hoping for Democrats to win every office, everywhere. But anyhow, Mo Yeager says that Trucker John, the signs behind you will soon be historic. I know. I should probably frame them or something. James Williams says, big shout out to Roxanne for convincing Trucker John to cover the rally. It was epic. Yes, Roxanne does deserve a lot of credit because I almost wasn't going to go, and it was because of that encouragement and of people like Roxanne that really was on my mind, and I was like, I better go. I should do this. You know, it is historic. We're seeing Kamala Harris, her campaign, first woman president. She's gonna be the first woman president, and also just to be a part of being there to show that support to her, to be able to go in there and be a person in that audience and to be able to cheer and clap and be a part of that energy. I'm so glad that I did it. And so thank you to Roxanne and thank you to the others. There were others that were saying I should go. And so I appreciate the encouragement and just thank you guys so much. And when she comes back, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try to go to that one too. They will be coming back before November. I'm sure of it because this is still like a swing state. So I think they're gonna. And she even said, I think in her speech that they would be coming back. Let's see here. I'm just skipping down in the chat. Cian says we should all send the white light for Harris' team. Let's not think about if he wins because that is not going to happen. So don't entertain that. Yeah, let's just keep positive thoughts, positive energy all towards Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, and keep that positive energy going. Yeah, you're right. J.A. Dickey, Biden's first 2 months in those COVID deaths, I blame on DJT. Absolutely, those were still residual effects of Donald Trump's administration, and but Biden acted quickly, started getting just the vaccines out, all over. I mean, just implemented programs that really got everyone vaccinated, got PPE and equipment, ventilators, everything he needed to do. I mean, it was like a flip of a switch between Trump and Biden. It was just difference between night and day, James Williams, I lost family members of COVID. My nephew is growing up without a mother because of Trump. I'm so sorry, guys, to hear about these stories, uh, and we all know. I mean, I knew people that I hadn't been in contact with, but like a couple old schoolmates that I had been friends with on Facebook and that I hadn't seen in years, but we were old schoolmates. A couple of those folks died of COVID, and sorry to say, they were right wingers, and they were listening to Trump. So there's that. So yeah, we've all been touched by Trump's mishandling of COVID in one way or another. I mean, my now fortunately, I my kids got vaccinated. My ex is vaccinated. I've been vaccinated and boosted, but my kids haven't been boosted. For some reason, I can't get them to get boosted, but they did get vaccinated, and my daughter got COVID. But because she was vaccinated, it was very mild, and you know she recovered very nicely. So thank God for that vaccination. Thank God for Anthony Fauci and his team and his crew and all the doctors and scientists. And it's not just Fauci. I know there's doctors from all over the world that were working on this. They were working on for other things, and they were able to use it for the vaccination, the mRNA, right? And I think there's some scientists, doctors, or whatever from Germany, right? They were really big in it. So all the doctors all over the world have worked on it. Thank God for them. Mo Yeager says, Chugger John, that's why I'm here on YouTube to spread my support for a change from here. I appreciate the support. We all need to come together. Bonnie Thompson says, Hillary will always be my president who was robbed. I know, man. Steve Sayers says, hey, yo, Chugger John, everyone, my daughter came to visit me. Oh, nice. Enjoy your visit with your daughter. Andrew Petrie says, COVID took my dad and almost me twice. Sorry to hear that, Andrew. So sorry to hear about that, about your dad. Um, it's just horrible. And so much of it could have been avoided with a good president, you know. And the Obama administration, they left the handbook. They had a handbook on how to handle, uh, a pandemic relief, pandemic response. And Trump basically threw it in the trash can and said, fuck that. I don't care what they say or whatever. I'm not listening to Obama. Fuck you, Trump. Donald Trump. It cannot happen too soon when this earth is rid of him. You know? Uh Joy Fox, my ex, my daughter's dad, wait, my daughter's dad. My daughter's dad, okay. Spent 6 weeks in the hospital, 3 weeks on a ventilator. He was lucky to survive. Yeah. He's lucky he got on a ventilator. For when Trump was in president, those were hard to find. J.A. Dickey, when it slacked off in the cities on either coast, it hit rural heartland hard. Let us look forward, not back. Absolutely, yeah. We're moving forward. It's a new day. It's a new time. Joe Biden got us out of that dark time and has led us to a better place. And now we're going to continue on with this person right here, with Harris, Kamala Harris. We're going to continue on and really, I hope, set things in motion. Well, I said this yesterday on yesterday's show. Well, we've got a good 40 or 50-year run of just Democratic rule, Democratic majorities, Democratic White Houses, Democratic SCOTUS, pick SCOTUSes. I mean, that's what we need to get us back onto a second golden age. Jolie says, I had a high school friend that died of COVID. So sorry to hear that, Jolie. So she married a maggot and listened to his BS, anti-vaxxer. Now all he does is cry on Facebook about losing her, and it's his fault. I had to delete him on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, you hate to say, see, told you so in a case like that. But also, you got no one to blame but yourself if you fell for the fucking Trump bullshit. I mean, it's sad all the way around, though. It's so sad. Roxanne Armfield says, "Oh look, OG Drip showed up. I don't know what that's about." Terry, yes, I am now recovering from COVID for the first time. I had avoided it this whole time until recently. I've had the vaccines, so my COVID was mild. My partner knows so much. Oh, not so much, but fine now. Oh, Terry, I'm sorry to hear you got that, but good thing. Thank God you were vaccinated because it does make a big, big, big difference in how hard it hits you and how you recover from it. Cian says, "Fancy, yes, me too. Never had COVID because I started uh, with delivery, and was home for 2 years." Um, Fancy says, "I've been so careful, and COVID is up in Los Angeles, so I'm being extra careful." Yeah, I guess we still got to be careful. It's not completely over. Yeah, there are still cases going on. OG Do says, Roxanne, still 405,000 sealed indictments on Pacer. J. Dickey, Trump did not care that his infected young staffers were handing out the virus to his elderly bag of fans at his rallies. Yeah, he didn't give a fuck. Alvin Stoop says, just don't say Beetlejuice. Roxanne Elmfield, Tyrius, yes, the good thing from that, we had to quit smoking, which we are so far continuing to do. Yes, that's a good thing that you quit smoking. And yeah, keep that up. Keep keep not doing that. Hey, there's Danny DeLito. Good to see Danny. Th- Thanks for coming on back to the chat. It says when you all have time, you should watch this 10-minute video how Finland is teaching their kids how to spot fake news inside Finland's incredible education system. The Listening Post. Wow, that does sound very, very interesting and something we could all use. We could all uh, probably use that insight because it is big and it is back. There are misinformation campaigns going on right now as we speak from Iran, from Russia, from the Saudis, from God knows who, North Korea. They're all trying to influence our elections. They do not want Kamala Harris. They want a Donald Trump. And that should tell you everything. J.A. Dickey says we need something like New Deal all over again, which was what Biden was doing, I think. It was a lot of New Deal type of stuff. And I think that Kamala Harris will continue, you know, the Joe Biden legacy. And like I said, she's not going to just be a Joe Biden clone. She's her own person, and she's going to put her own touch on things and have her own ideas. But I think Joe Biden has really, led the way and set the tone and created a template for future Democrats for the next 40 years. Let's see, Terios, I have been good for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Thanks. Yeah, keep it going. Keep that up. Roxanne says, stay vigilant, Fancy. I dropped my guard last year and caught it when I traveled. Wow. MJ Daniel says, first lesson in Villains 101, never write your evil plans down. Have they not been paying attention at Villain School? Yeah, Project 2025. It's kind of a funny line, Kamala says, I can't believe they wrote that shit down. Well, she didn't say shit, but, Mr. Spock, Herman Cain. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking of that in that previous post about, Trump not caring who he infected. And there's Herman Cain. He was out there and got infected by the Trump campaign, probably. Roxanne, thumbs up to Alvin Stube. Fancy says, I am Roxanne, and I got a booster shot. Yeah, keep your boosters. I've been fully boosted. I've gotten every booster, every vaccine. So I think it's important. And I've never really been a big shot person, I mean, I've never gotten a flu shot in my life. I've just gotten shots whenever I needed a shot for whatever from a doctor, through life. It's not like I've never been anti-vax. I've never been anti that. But I've just never been a person to get shots. And but for this vaccine, you better believe it. By God, I was first in line to get that and to get the boosters. OG Do says, will the Smartmatic bribery scheme expose USA election fraud, Trump 2020? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, isn't that the deal where Fox News got fined almost $1 billion for saying that shit? I don't know. Cian says, well, I Rambo everything and can hear and see BS from 100 kilometers. But yes, USA need to learn that fake news is fake. It's not just that fake news is fake, like Fox News and shit like that. I think a lot of us know that. But there are these deep fakes, and there are, that are can be hard to to see at times. You know, it's not the obvious ones like Fox News or Newsmax or whatever, or OAN. We know they're all full of shit, but it's the ones that creep into your, I know, you're into your gaming. If there's comments, or if there are things that creep into your feeds, whatever, on your social media platforms, and then or fake videos that pop up that look very very real. Those are the things to really look out for. J.A. Dickey says Biden's speeches are like those of FDR and HST. Who's HST? I don't know. JFK, LBJ. I know who those are, and he admires Jimmy Carter. Terry S. I had 4 boosters, including flu and RSV as well. Danny DeLito, have you talked about Trump flying around Epstein's old plane? We kind of touched on that yesterday, but yeah, because his plane that he had, I guess, couldn't fly it for some reason. He ended up chartering another plane, and I think it was just a coincidence that this charter company had Epstein's old plane. It wasn't like Trump said, "Give me the Epstein plane," but yeah, what a coincidence, right? What a odd coincidence. Trump was probably like, "Hey, this plane looks familiar to me." I mean, he probably didn't even know, right? He's just like, they chartered a plane, they got the plane. He's probably like, this looks goddamn so familiar. I fucked a 13-year-old over there, and whatever. Uh, Fancy, I got shingles. I got shingles. I told my shingles story. I got that about a few years ago. I was in Denver. I had to rush myself to a hospital, and they gave me a shot, and they prescribed me, I think, antibiotics. And someone was saying antibiotics don't cure it, but whatever they gave me, it cured it. So maybe I'm misremembering exactly what they gave me, but whatever it was, it cleared it right up within a few days, because I was really feeling bad. MJ Daniel, forget the kids. That needs to be taught to the parents. Yeah, well, yeah. I think that's what the poster was saying. It's not just for the kids, although it was targeted for the kids that in that Finland, I guess, thing. But yeah, but the poster is saying like we all should check it out, and I agree. It should be for all of us. Jolie says Herman Cain awards on Reddit are awful, but I read them anyway. I'm going to hell for sure. James Williams, Project 2025 has not even released the 4th column. We should be worried about what it contains. Terry S., I have not gotten the shingles one yet, but I need to. I had heard too much misinformation. I think you should get it. I don't know what the misinformation is. If you haven't gotten it, and you should probably get it, because you don't want to get shingles. Mr. Spock, I never had the flu shot. I was a city bus driver for 10 years, never got the flu or colds. Andrew Petrie says, James Williams, no worries about Project 25. Come November 5th, it will amount to shit. I agree. We're gonna, I think we're just gonna kick ass in November, and we're gonna make it all a moot point. But we do have to remain ever vigilant, because they will not stop. They will not stop trying to, win elections and get back in. They just like we saw with Roe v. Wade. As soon as Roe was made in was passed by SCOTUS back in 1972 or whatever it was, and it made abortions legal. They've been working. The right wing has been working on overturning that since day one, and it took them 50 years to do it, but by God, they did it. So, we could never rest on our laurels. Hey, Del Francisco's here says, hiya peeps, hiya John, sir. Well, thank you, Del Francisco. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us here in the driver's lounge. And good to see you. And I hope that you like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. Denise Wilkins, says, hey, Sugar John, sorry I'm late again. Had to get up early to weed the yard before it got too hot. Glad I didn't miss you. Denise, all I got to say is, how dare you be late? How dare you? I'm just joking, Denise. I'm only joking because I was late. I was 45 minutes late. Or no, almost an hour late. So if anyone should be sorry, it's me. I was late. And that's why I'm running the show a little bit later, and that's probably why you were able to catch us. So it all worked out. Bad Mac had shingle shots, so I'm good. Yeah, get your shingle shot. You don't want to get shingles. J.A. Dickey. Oh, Harry S. Truman, of course. God dang it. I'm showing my age. Harry S. Truman. Yeah, I know. I should have figured that out. It would have come to me eventually. I'm sure it would have. See, it says someone expert with live shows trying to hypnotize me, but no luck there. I guess I'm too strong for letting people walk over me and tell me BS. He could not do it. Those hypnotized. If you ever gone to like some show or a lot of times at our fair, we would have these hypnotists and stuff. And let me tell you, it's all bullshit. And the reason I know this is because one year we went, it was way back. My daughter was still in, I think, high school. She was probably in high school. And she was one of the ones that got picked to go up on stage. And I'm watching, so I'm in the audience and I'm watching my daughter do all this crazy stuff that the hypnotist makes them do, right? So then I was convinced, oh, I guess this shit was real. Because I always thought it was fake. They're not really hypnotized. It's all just fake, and they're just going along with it. All the people are just going along with it. And so I'm watching my daughter do all this crazy shit that the hypnotists have, you know how they do. They make them do shit, jump up and down and be crazy or whatever. And my daughter was totally into it and doing it. So I was convinced this shit must be fucking real. It really is real. This hypnotism shit is really, really real. Fuck. I was like, fuck. All these years, I thought it was fake. So then later on, after the show, I was talking to my daughter, and I go, wow. I go, so you really got hypnotized. I didn't know that was real until now, And then she just goes, Dad, I was faking it the whole time. I'm like, what? She goes, yeah. She goes, I do feel proud now that I must have been this is back when she was into acting and all this kind of stuff. She goes, I'm really proud. I guess I really was convincing. And I go, yeah, I thought you were really hypnotized. I thought it was really real. And she goes, no. She goes, they whisper to you to go along with it, or they'll just have you leave, because you'll see during the show they have like 20 people, and you'll see the ones that leave is because they're the ones that aren't going along with it. So they'll just go, okay, you're out, and the person leaves the stage or whatever. And if you want to stay on the stage, you got to go along with it. And they kind of whisper she said they whisper to you, go along with it, or else you'll be removed from the stage. And she didn't want to be removed from the stage, so she just went along with everything that they did. And I was just like, oh my God. I thought it was real. I thought you were really under. And she's like, nope. And she was so proud. Once I told her that, she was so proud of her performance. So anyhow, yeah, that hypnotizing shit is all bullshit. At least the one that our fair it was, let's see. J.A. Dickey, Mitch McConnell overturned Roe v. Wade. Yeah, Mitch McConnell, Moscow Mitch. He should go down forever as a evil fucking dick that he is. Del Francisco, no, I didn't help, but it was nice of you to ask. I don't know, I missed what that was about. But yeah, Mitch McConnell ignoring the rules, you know? And we've gone through that whole thing about how he denied Obama the pick and everything. Just total horseshit. And I don't know how does that stuff get allowed, you know? How does that stuff, I mean, I don't know what could have been done, but it's just crazy. Now, I do have a couple other little things here. Now, here's a little thing, about stolen valor, I guess. There's that horse shit. Now, look at here. We got, you take, let's put these military careers side by side or one on top of the other. You see Tim Walz, commander, freaking sergeant major or whatever. I'm not military, so let me blow this up. Military job description for Tim Walz: command sergeant major, service time 24 years, highest rank attained E9, which is the highest rank available in the U.S. Army. Okay, you don't get that by being a dick. You don't get that by being a slacker. Okay, this is Tim Walz, and here's his awards: Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal 2, Army Reserve Components Achievement Medal, I guess 2 of those. He had 2 National Defense Service Medals, a Global War on Terror Service Medal, Armed Forces Service Medal, NCO Professional Development Ribbon, Army Service Ribbon, Reserve Components Overseas Training Ribbon. He had 4 of those. All right? It doesn't get much better than that unless you start getting into being like a general and shit like that, right? J.D. Vance, military job description: correspondent, service time 4 years, highest rank attained E4. Hell, I even got an E4 clearance sometimes, and I had to go on basis to do work, contract work. But anyhow, it's probably a different thing. But I was recruited by the Navy, and they were gonna have me go in as an officer. Anyhow, J.D. Vance, here's his awards. It says Navy and Marine Corps Service Medal and a Marine Corps Gold Conduct Medal. Okay, first of all, thank you, both of these men, for your service. Thank you, J.D. Vance, for your service. Thank you, Tim Walz, for your service to this country. And I mean that. I'm sincere with that. Thank you for your service, guys. Great job. But you can see that there's no stolen valor. You don't get all that shit, all that stuff. And I don't mean shit in a derogatory term, but there's no fucking stolen valor. And you put up these careers side by side. It's a real show of J.D. Vance's character or lack thereof. When he's willing, he's J.D. Vance is a fellow veteran and served, and he's willing to go after Tim Walz and make these fucking baseless allegations. That's how low J.D. Vance is willing to stoop. That says a lot about his character or lack thereof. So to J.D. Vance, to that, I say, fuck you. You fucking front-running phony piece of shit. Like I said, thank you for your service. And I don't care if you never saw combat. You did your thing. You did what they told you to do, or you went in where you went. But then to turn on a fellow veteran of the U.S. military, someone who had a very distinguished career, and try to smear him somehow and accuse him, of abandoning his troops or whatever, which is total horseshit. JD Vance, you should be ashamed, but the thing is, you're shameless, just like Donald Trump. In that sense, you two are two peas in a pod. You are two shameless, vile, disgusting cretins, is what you are, JD Vance. All right, CN, thanks for being here. I guess CN's taken off. I understand there's a big time difference and you got things to do, or maybe go to sleep by now. But have a good day. Hopefully, we'll see you on the next one, and hopefully, I won't be almost an hour late. I will learn how to set an alarm correctly. After all these years of 63 years on the planet, you think I'd learn how to set an alarm correctly. But thanks for being here. Jolie says, hey, reminder, we have channel memberships. And as we have seen, a few members here today. And we have super chats and the super stickers also, right? There's two things there. Super stickers and super chats, which are always fun. And you can also support the show by liking, subscribing, and sharing. And those are completely free, don't cost you a dime. And they're just as important. And you can also buy me a coffee over there at buymeacoffee.com/JRFowler3, I think is what it is. I don't know. It kind of cuts off. But just hit that link and you don't have to worry about it. But yeah, thanks for putting that up. Danny DeLito says, yes, it's pretty low of JD Vance. It's low, and like I say, it really is an indicator of his low character. I mean, you just don't do that. You don't just make these basic allegations. He's really selling himself, and we do see how JD Vance just sells himself out. When he says stuff like, let's see, I've got it somewhere, I think. Did I save it or not? I thought I had it in here. I thought I had the one. Yeah, I don't see it now. But when he says stuff like, Trump was the American Hitler, and he said he didn't really can't stand Trump, and then he ends up kissing the orange hiney. Just sells himself completely out, just to be on the ticket. Very, very, very low character. Very low character. J.A. Dickey, Harry S. Truman served in World War I and served on a committee looking at cost overruns during World War II. Yeah, Truman was a good president. J.A. Dickey, that's why FDR picked him in 1944. Keith Polite, give him hell, Harry. Hey, Keith Polite, good to see you. If I didn't say hi earlier, hello to Keith Polite. Always good to see Keith over here in the driver's lounge. Denise Wilkins, I tried to delete my X account earlier today, but I forgot my password, and well, it's a long story. Me, the Gen X, and I gets overwhelmed by technology. Yeah, I deleted my X account a few weeks ago or whatever, how long it's been. I was just trying to remember. I guess I had to have my. Um, isn't there a thing where you can go forgot password and then you can reset the password? I think you can do that maybe. I think that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go into your account, and if you can't remember your password, there should be a little thing that says forgot password, and you should be able to click on that, and then it'll send you like an email, and then you can reset your password from there. I believe. I think so. I think so. Del Francisco, I don't have an X account and never will. Good for you. Gerald Moraine, this vet will vote Harris Walls. There you go. Thank you, Gerald Moraine. Thank you for your service, and thank you for having making a good choice in your presidential uh, votes. Denise Wilkins says, "Fancy, I only came back for this election, but it's so disgusting there. I feel sick after being there." I don't know where you're at, but yeah, get your vote in and then get out. Joy Fox Vance only served 4 years as a journalist, claimed that he went to Iraq when asked. The Marines don't ask you to go, they order you. Walls was actually retired at 20 years, signed back up for 4 more. And then he had put in again for to resign, I think about 8 months before his unit was going to be, I guess, going to Iraq or whatever it was, because they were stationed in Italy, and since it was already in the works for him to retire and go home, the 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 U.S. military was completely fine with it. If they really wanted him to go to Iraq, they would have said, "Nope, you got to go." And I'm sure Tim Walz would have said, "Okay." So it's not like he was ditching out. The man put 24 years in, for God's sakes, and had already decided to retire 8 months prior. Had put the paperwork in. I believe it was 8 months. I don't know why it takes so long, but it had been months that this paperwork was in, and it was all set up for him to leave, to retire and go home, resign and go home, and you know, like I said, if they really wanted to, I guess if they really wanted to, really felt they needed him to go, they would have said, "No, we need you, Tim, to go," and I'm sure he would have done it. Uh, Denise Wilkins says, Trucker John, yes, you are correct. I have a problem with a second email, and my old phone is cracked, so I can't get into it. Had to get a new email. It's just truly making me sweat thinking about it. Well, don't get all don't get don't feel too bad about it. I mean, you tried, and eventually it'll get worked out. Eventually, you're going to figure out how to get in there and delete that account. But I wouldn't get too upset about it because it is what it is. It is what it is. Keith Lee, Twitter was great. I love Twitter, and Elon Musk fucked it all up. Denise Wilkins says, "Thank you. I will do it. I will get out of that horrible place." Fancy, he did a long stint. Yeah, pretty long stint. Joy Fox, I pretty much only use my X account to see if Hal is live or giving updates. I know that was the one thing that I would use it to also. So now I try to just use Discord on his Discord page, and a lot of times Andrea will give updates on Hal's Discord, and so I look there. But I was using X primarily for that too, just to get updates on if Hal was coming on. So I'm right there with you on that. Del Francisco says, I have a Facebook that's my social media limits. Oh, and YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. YouTube is my favorite. It's my favorite social media.
because this is, I know a lot of times I just think of YouTube as being a place for videos, right, to watch videos, but this really is a social media platform. As we can see here, we're here chatting and in the chat room here, and it's very much social media, and it's my favorite place to be. I like it better. I don't really even like Facebook. I just keep it because I've had that account since, I don't know, 2008 or something, and I've got family and friends and everything on there, so I keep that for that. I liked Twitter, but not X. Um, and then I've got on the other ones. Nothing really seems to be as good as what Twitter used to be, and YouTube. I love YouTube. I think it's a great place to hang out, and I love the way it works. I love the formatting of it. It's my favorite. Let's see. Danny Lito Walls was signed up for 4 more years because of 9/11. Um, Roxanne, I use Discord for that. Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you go to Discord, and then House Sparks has a Discord page, and usually on the pros one, that's where I usually go on. And a lot of times Andrea will update, or if there's no update, I'll usually go, "Hey, is Hal coming on today?" And then usually Andrea will come on and say, "I'm waiting to hear," or whatever. Let's see, Fancy. I had 25,000 friends on Twitter. He did ruin it. Oh wow, Fancy. That's a lot of friends. Pamela, time for me to truck on down the road. I have been in Trucker Lounge for almost 3 hours, and now I have numb butt. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, Pamela. Take care and see you all on the flip flop. Thank you, Pamela, for being here. I am going to end the show in about 8 minutes. So you almost made it to the end. But yeah, the numb butt can get you for sure. Get out there, stretch out a little bit. You know how I feel about the hammy. But thanks, Pamela, for being here. My next regularly scheduled show is going to be Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Good Lord willing, and I set the alarm correctly. And but if depending on Hal's deal, I might do some impromptus just to fill that void of not having Hal on. And I know he's in Orlando. He's having a great time with his girlfriend. They're on a little vacay at Disney World. So I'm not exactly sure, because he was saying he might do some quick pop-ins here and there. So just be on the lookout. Hit the notification button on here, because I might be popping in, besides my regularly scheduled times, which you could see if I didn't have it blocked. Let me take that back down. You can see my schedule, and that's the regular schedule right there. But I might be doing some irregular scheduling, so be on the lookout for that. Del Francisco says YouTube, where you can learn to fix a car, a cookie, or our country. Yeah. Speaking of cookies, did someone say cookie? Did someone say cookie? Say cookie one more time. Hey, I got your cookie. I got your cookie hanging. Yeah, this is where you come for tough cookie. All right? You don't come over here for no mamby-pamby soft cookie. It's going to just dissolve the second you dip it in some milk. No, 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 my friends. No, no, no. This is where you come for tough cookie. I'm the cookie that if you tried, I swear to God, if you tried to bite into me, your teeth would turn to dust. That's how tough I am. Don't even try it. Don't even talk about cookies without talking about tough cookie. All right? You want some cookies? I got your cookies. All right, calm down, tough cookie. The guy was just making a reference about a cookie. You don't have to get your cookie all in a bunch. You know what I mean? Anyhow, guys, hey, I just wanted to pop in real quick, try to be a bit of you know, the anti cookie, if you will. He could be a bit harsh. I know he likes to say how tough he is. I don't really think he's that tough. I don't think he's that tough, actually. Oh yeah, you want to try me? You want to try me with your purple sparkly beard? I'll show you tough. Just bring it on. Bring it on. All right, calm the F down. Calm down. Gee. It's like you haven't had your morning whatever you do thing yet. All right, calm down. All right, I'm just messing with you. Anyhow, guys, I hope you guys, are okay. I think we're going to be okay. Harris walls, we got it all over the walls. Harris walls. We're gonna have a great president. 2024. Harris walls. Let's just do it. Let's vote. November. All that good stuff, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get my vote out there. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. We're going to get rid of Donald Trump. He's going to be just a footnote in history. I know it. I feel good about it. I hope you guys feel good. Get that election going. Get that voting going. Man, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this show. Make sure you go to Harris Walls campaign. Give them some support. Throw a little support their way. Let's just keep it going. And man, it's going to be a beautiful day. I think it's going to, guys, look, let's be positive. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing when Kamala Harris wins in November. And we are going to defeat MAGA. All right? MAGA will be defeated. There will be no Project 2025. None of that. None of that stuff. None of that business. No way. We're not going to allow it. We just will not allow that. Because we love democracy too much. Way too much. And I think we're all going to show up in droves. We're going to show up in such huge numbers. I mean, Joe Biden beat Trump by almost 8 million votes. My goodness, I think we're going to beat Trump this time by 15 million. How do you like them apples? Huh? How do you like those apples? So make sure you guys check your registration, vote.org. Make sure you're registered. You're good to go. Get your votes in. Get it in there. And let's all vote blue for all the things that are dear to you. Trucker John told me to say that. And it's a bit clunky. But you know what I mean. All right, guys. Back to Trucker John, I guess. Back to you, Trucker John. All right. So there's our resident knuckleheads making their appearance before we sign off. We're going to sign off in about a minute. So Mad Mag is here. Slava Ukraini, absolutely. Josh Cryer, it's going to be a near landslide. I think so, Josh. And I agree. But, make sure we vote. Make sure we vote. Josh also says the country is still divided for a true landslide. Let's see. Josh says Kamala will unite us. Josh Cryer, how do I check my registration for Nevada? Well, if you just go to vote.org, it will have the link to the Nevada site that you need to go to. I'm sure Nevada has its own site. It might even be on the sticker. I don't know. But if you just go to vote.org, I always just encourage people to go there and you put in like what state you're from, and then it'll direct you to the link for that state. So it'll be right there, vote.org. And that will take you to your state from there. You just got to navigate a little bit, but it's really easy. Denise Wilkins, Slava Ukraine, talk about the underdog story of the century. Yeah, and we got to keep supporting Ukraine and defeat the Russians, absolutely. And there's Joel. She's got the link. Check your voter registration, www.vote.org. And like I say, that will take you to your state that you live in. And then you go from there. All right, guys, it's 12 noon. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for putting up with me being late this morning. I was so late. Just don't tell, was it Denise or whatever? That came late. Don't tell her that I was late. But anyhow, cat's out of the bag on that. I'll see you guys at least Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. There's the schedule. Wait, there's the schedule right there. And then, but I might be doing some impromptus. If Hal is not going to come on, maybe I'll pop in. So be on the lookout for any impromptus. And what else am I missing here? Is there anything else? Maybe we could just. I did have some other things that I was going to pop up here. Just real quick. Okay, look. Here's the little thing I had for the show. People like to, talk about the tampon bill in Minnesota. They seem to have a real problem with that, but they don't have any problem with top secret classified documents being just put in the shitter at Mar-a-Lago. No problem with that. I didn't really touch on that, but enough said there. And also, I'm with her, not with a weird guy. All right. And with that, I bid you adieu. You guys are awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me. And don't forget, we got to go stretch out. We've been sitting. We've got numb butt. So let's all go stretch out a little bit, because you do not want to pull a hamstring. You just don't want to.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. All screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kick. So I hope to see y'all again right here on Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where right here on the Trucker John live stream. Know it's time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully. Nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about gold chimes, but if we did, I'd be on to glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you, maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant. But I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should've stopped a truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here on the Trucker John. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream.